Some of the best food in Puerto Vallarta can be found on street carts, taco stands, and in family-run eateries. Join JauntTV as we chow through downtown's vendors with The Street, an evening taco adventure by Vallarta Food Tours. Tacos are one of the most popular foods in Vallarta. In Jalisco, tacos are made with corn tortillas. We started with a mahi-mahi taco at Mariscos El Guerrero, which was originally established as a food stand in 1986. Chef Antonio butters and fries the fish for a delicious result. Tacos El Pastor Sonorita serves grilled beef in a hard-shell corn tortilla. El Chulo has been making tasty cowhead, tongue, and beef cheek tacos for 3 generations. La Tia Mariscos serves mouth-watering seafood tacos. El Carboncito serves up a yummy charred pork taco. Let's not miss out on homemade churros, where the dough is extracted and fried in oil and then sugared. Beverages can be found with street vendors with so many varieties. Vallarta Factory is a bar restaurant where you can pick from 2,000 brands of tequila, 1,300 mezcals, and 20 or so raicilla, as well as indulgent chocolates, coffees, and cigars. Finish off the meal with a choice of, 40 kinds of ice cream. Disfrutar! JW Marriott Cancun has a new point of blue, which focuses with a wellness viewpoint of mind, body, and spirit, including world-class culinary options. JauntTV enjoyed a cooking demonstration on how to prepare a few healthy dishes. First, we learned how to make grouper ceviche. The grouper has been cut. Cure the raw fish in lime, salt, and pepper it. This turns the fish white. Take a fresh tomato and use the fleshy part, cutting out the insides. Julienne the tomato into thin slices. Repeat with red onions, again slicing thinly. Next is cilantro. It's what they call a Superman, rolled and sliced really thin as well. Use a little bit of thinly sliced serrano pepper, as it's quite spicy. Mix everything and add salt and pepper. Plate. And here's the final display. Next, we whipped up a delicious green juice to start our day. In a blender with a small bit of orange juice, add cleaned and diced Nepali cactus, which helps reduce cholesterol and blood sugar levels, pineapple, celery for fiber, and a touch of parsley for flavor. Blend, pour, and drink fresh. For our third dish, we made a Nepalese cactus, cheese, and chicken appetizer. Clean and cut the Nepalese into sections and gently sauté them until they become a darker green color and flexible, losing their gooey texture. We add vanilla cheese, which is grilled and diced. This cheese has a consistency that is great for grilling as it doesn't melt too much. We have the chicken, cooked, diced, and warmed. The bottom layer, we put the Nepalese, then the diced chicken, vanilla cheese, topped with a little ranchero sauce that has a base of tomato and onion. And voila! Raicilla is an agave alcohol from Jalisco, Mexico. It's not as well known as tequila or mezcal, but it's the latest smoky spirit to make its way into the commercial marketplace. JauntTV partakes in a raicilla tasting with Chef Guillermo Wolf, the owner of La Lulu Raceria in Puerto Vallarta, one of only 2 raceria bars in the world.
The way I explain it is the cousin or the mother of mezcal and tequila.
The difference is that tequila is made only from the blue agave plant in 7 designated states in Mexico. Mezcal can be made from about 30 kinds of agave and delivers a smoky flavor. It's from 5 kinds of agave in regions only in Jalisco. It too has a smoky flavor due to its unique artisanal preparation. Raicilla uses an ancient distilling process taken from Asian influences. The pineapple or core of the agave is cooked in a dirt pit in the ground. It's then chopped and fermented raicilla is strong. It's 45% alcohol, where tequila is 36 to 38. Beware, this is a drink for sipping, not for shots. There are a few suggestions for luscious cocktails that Lululu prepares. One uses the pulp, cinnamon and syrup, and a flavored fresh passion fruit raicilla. Chili around the rim and garnish with basil and an orange slice. Another one includes mixing white raicilla with cranberry pulp with no seeds and agave. This is garnished with both lemon and lime. Salud! The Skinny on Margaritas. JauntTV learns how from the JW Marriott Cancun. The ingredients are Don Julio Reposado, agave nectar, Grand Marnier Premium, and lime juice. The key to the Skinny Margarita is fresh lime juice. It'll be 2 parts tequila, 1 part lime juice, 1 part Grand Marnier, and 1 part agave nectar. Pour ice into the shaker. Shake for about 10 seconds and pour into the salted glasses. Top with some more ice and garnish with a lime. For a bonus, to make a mojito, stomp some lime and mint in the bottom of a glass. Add rum, simple syrup, lime juice, ice, and top it off with club soda. Stir, and it's ready to drink. Salud! Within the exclusive residential development of Quivado Los Cabos is the 201-room tranquil oceanfront hideaway, Pueblo Bonita Pacifica Golf and Spa Resort. This modern and elegant adults-only resort is a romantic and memorable setting steps away from the sand. One of the offerings at the resort are cooking classes, where JauntTV learned how to cook fresh tuna on hot stones, with a homemade salad and dressing using some ingredients picked from their own gardens. Our first task was picking herbs and salad ingredients from the garden grounds, where we cleaned, separated, and ground the herbs in molcajete bowls. We seasoned the tuna with onions on top, but not without enjoying some chilled wine in the process. With tomatoes and chili added to our herbs, we then learned how to mash them properly to make the dressing. Using a hot stone, we placed the piece of tuna on it with some oil, searing it to perfection. The tuna is cut and plated with the fresh arugula salad picked from the garden, adding our homemade dressing, and our dish is complete. Whale sharks are the largest of any fishes, averaging 35 feet long. Despite their size, whale sharks are actually not sharks or whales at all, but rather the world's largest fish. These gentle filter feeders eat plankton and krill and travel large distances to eat and mate. Their white-spotted coloration makes these gentle giants easy to distinguish and popular with snorkelers at sites where they aggregate off the coast. JauntTV ventured to swim with the whale sharks 20 miles off the coast of Isla Mujeres, where the season is from June through September. We had a clear day with serene water and more whale sharks than usual. We entered the water with them in pairs, alongside our guide Marcela from Eco Travel Mexico, for a low-impact encounter. Docile and unafraid, we're allowed to swim close enough to observe the pattern of pale white spots and stripes covering their thick gray skin. On this particular outing, we had a couple of rare encounters. Unusual, a couple of the whale sharks floated vertically with their large mouths open on the surface of the water, where they remained for almost 10 minutes. Males and females are almost impossible to identify unless they turn over, and no one has ever seen them mate. But in the 15 years Marcela has been guiding whale tours, she had never seen a whale with an erection before, and on our excursion, we did. This was definitely a bucket list day. Acapulco rose to a top destination from the late 1940s through the 70s. Today, with huge security measures in place, tourists are coming back in droves. Our stay was at the Princess Mundo Imperial, a tropical resort located in the Riviera Diamante area. With 3 towers spread out over 161 acres of tropical gardens, with palms, tropical birds, and 5 pools, all overlooking Revolcadero Beach. Ecstasy is Acapulco's latest attraction, where adrenaline junkies can fly over the sea, Superman style, in the world's longest over-the-water zip line. Zipliners travel just over a mile at 328 feet above the ocean and at speeds of up to 75 miles per hour. There are lots of safety precautions in place to make for a thrilling adventure. The Mask Museum of Acapulco exhibits a collection of hundreds of pieces typical of different eras and cultures of the second face. Each mask has been conserved and restored. The multicolored faces range from decorative masks to masks for traditional dances with deep cultural roots. The Naval History Museum showcases a large part of the history and culture of Acapulco Bay, which for more than 250 years was Mexico's principal port of commerce. There are model ships, a workshop for building them, and a display of the process with plans, materials, and techniques of the times. The Fort of San Diego was built by the Spanish Empire and was one of the most important Spanish fortifications along the Pacific coast. Inside, the museum offers looks at the trade route port to the Philippines and follows the city's pre-Hispanic times, the Spanish conquest, the glory years of trade with other continents, and pre- and post-revolutionary wars of independence. Tres Palos Lagoon is a tropical nature preserve. Fishermen make their living by catching shrimp, where they cast nets and use gallon plastic water bottles as placeholders to be able to find their netting. Tourists can enjoy a bird-watching and nature adventure while riding in motorboats to explore where many exotic species of tropical birds call this sanctuary their home. There are mangrove tunnels, mango trees, coconut and palm groves, virgin lagoons, and a natural garden of floating wildflowers. Puerto Vallarta is a resort beach town on Mexico's Pacific coast that has more than sunbathing, water sports, and the nightlife it's known for. JauntTV explored all things to do and see without a price tag. El Malecón, the beachside boardwalk of Vallarta, is a great place to kick off your vacation. Stroll along the promenade where you can shop, appreciate the sculptures, put your feet in the sand, go for a dip, bring a picnic, or buy some food. Every sunset, flying birdmen, or voladores, perform near the start of the boardwalk on the north side. 5 men in traditional dress climb a large pole. One of the birdmen stays at the top of the pole playing his tune, while the others spin upside down slowly, also playing their own instruments in harmony while they lower to the ground as their ropes unwind. The cobblestone streets of Old Vallarta are great to browse the flea markets for handicrafts. Its center is home to the Guadalupe Church. There's a central park that's mostly made up of mosaic tiles, with tile benches where local children enjoy playing, and there's even a small amphitheater for makeshift performances. South from the boardwalk is a suspension bridge to Rio Quale Island, a little oasis of an area. After that, keep heading up the hill to check out the views from that section of town and see Casa Kimberly, the former homes of Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton during their romance of the 1960s. El Centro has a cluster of fine art galleries and wall murals, which are perfect spots to hit on a self-guided art tour. With unsurpassed sunrises and sunsets, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico is a well-known resort city on the southern tip of Mexico's Baja California peninsula. El Medano is Cabo's main beach and a convenient place to stay with easy access to water sports and excursions. Our hosts were the Pueblo Bonito resorts. There are many excursions to pick from as a way to see landmarks of Los Cabos, but the 45-minute glass-bottom boat tour, where guests can experience Cabo above and below the water, has been my favorite landmark excursion to date. The boat leaves directly from Medano Beach. It's a quick ride out through clear waters to the San Lucas Bay landmarks. We had the ability to look through the glass bottom, but it was more fun to see the sergeant fish feeding at the surface. Pelicans keep a watchful eye for fish to eat. Sea lions can be found sunning themselves on the craggy rocks. Lovers Beach has soft white sand where visitors can spend some time enjoying dipping in the water and strolling the beach. Cruising along, we soak in the craggy rock formations and the cliffs above as we approach the arch. We get to the arch as it's revealed in awe. Next to it is Pelican Rock. The last part of our excursion before heading back to Medano Beach took us around the backside of the arch, where there's another beach called Divorce Beach. I wonder why. San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, a UNESCO World Heritage Site founded in the 16th century, is a gem of a town loaded with cobblestone streets, Baroque Spanish architecture, colonnades, and first-class hotels. These features, along with landmarks such as the pink, intricately designed neo-Gothic church Parroquia de San Miguel Archangel, make San Miguel de Allende a special place for all occasions. Part of the charm of the walkable town is checking out all the unique, intricate wooden doors and door knockers on everything from houses, apartments, and shops. The establishments in 24 blocks of narrow streets are a blend of art and everyday living stores. San Miguel de Allende has an abundance of food and drink choices, traditional and contemporary. Because of the town's temperate weather, many of its restaurants and bars are located in open-air patios and on rooftops. Guadalajara is a city located in the western part of Mexico in the capital state of Jalisco. One of the most popular areas of the city is the Old Town. Guadalajara's Old Town is a treasure trove of history, culture, and beauty. Visitors can explore the stunning colonial-era buildings and historic landmarks that make this area of the city so unique. One of the most iconic landmarks in the town is the Cathedral of Guadalajara. This stunning cathedral was built in the 16th century and features an impressive neoclassical facade. Not only is the outside of it a sight for sore eyes, but inside it's a marvel of beauty with stained glass windows and an ornate altarpiece and stunning murals. No trip to the old town of Guadalajara would be complete without a shopping trip. This area features everything from clothing stores, local handicraft stands, and Mexican cuisine. Guadalajara is a food lover's paradise. Visitors can enjoy a variety of delicious dishes and desserts, which features a blend of Spanish and indigenous flavors and ingredients, as well as a sampling of some of the best tequila in the world. Apart from being one of the largest cities in the world, Mexico City is considered great for its historic sites, landmarks, and outstanding museums more than any other in the world. JauntTV checked out a few. Chapultepec Castle is located on top of Chapultepec Hill, and the only castle in North America to ever house actual sovereigns. The castle has multiple fountains and unparalleled views and terraces. The Bosque de Chapultepec in Mexico City is one of the largest city parks in the Western Hemisphere, measuring almost 1,700 acres. One of the park's main functions is as an ecological space in Greater Mexico City. Frida Kahlo was a Mexican artist who painted many vibrant colored portraits, self-portraits, and works influenced by indigenous cultures of Mexico. The Frida Kahlo Museum, also known as the Blue House for the structure's cobalt blue walls, is Frida's historic house, shared with her husband, Diego Rivera. And in addition to her art, features some of her clothing and harnesses to help her stand and walk from the effects of polio. The Metropolitan Cathedral is situated in downtown Mexico City, atop the former Aztec Sacred Precinct. The imposing cathedral dominates the vast expanse of Mexico City's central square, or Zocalo. The history of the Metropolitan Cathedral's creation spans 3 centuries, from 1573 to 1813, and it houses one of the biggest 18th century pipe organs. The National Palace in Mexico City was executed between 1929 and 1935 by Diego Rivera. The history of Mexico is depicted from ancient times to the present in the mural in the stairwell. Querétaro is a capital city in central Mexico known for its well-preserved Spanish colonial architecture and the city's main square. We stayed at the Hacienda Jurica by Brises, a charming, authentic Mexican hacienda hotel located in a quiet suburb. Just a 30 to 40-minute drive is Bernal, a small town founded in 1642 that has received Mexico's Pueblos Mágicos designation, which means magic towns. Bernal is dominated by the impressive Peña de Bernal, a giant rock that is the 3rd largest monolith in the world and centered around a small square and the San Sebastian Church. The town is known locally for its cheese, candies, and street food. We had lunch at El Portal, a 17th century colonial monument that has been carefully restored and remodeled. El Portal serves delicious food and is used for special events. There are a number of wineries in the area, and we spent time at a family-owned one called Los Azteca Winery, where we got an extensive tour of the lush grounds. The owner of the property breeds horses, and they have stables, a large arena, and the works. And they decided as a hobby to make wine. The results are delicious. Although production is limited, we tasted a variety of wines with local cheeses for an unforgettable experience.